wait. Yes! We're alive and everything's not fucking up. Hi everyone. How's it going? And well, something different here. Welcome to D&D one shot of my homebrew world, along with these amazing people. So, that's you guys. So, all right, we are gonna. And of course, oh wait, no. No, we're good. Hold on. Yep, we're good. I was about to put a whole thing on monitor. Everything's fine. So, we. What if, and just because the universe will fuck me that way, what if I put a whole thing on monitor, then everything's fine? I love how Mary and Oz are like, do it, and then there's Mika who's just like, no, don't. So. Yeah. Oh, Scotty. So, we're gonna go around and introduce ourselves. You all know who I am, and I don't know why you're here, but you will get time to introduce your characters in session. But for now, just introduce yourselves. We're gonna go with Sarah first. Mm-hmm. Has gracefully taken the role as Forever Day among other groups. Gracefully. um, that's only due to scheduling. Which is the bane of every D&D table's existence. Mm-hmm. 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 Speaking of which, D.
Meeting a kid in elementary school who was like, "Hey, look at this stuff. My mom
Isn't
says
it
it's
great, Nate?
My mom says it's
Isn't it
witchcraft."
I am so
Oh,
sorry, guys.
Hmm.
But I had the call audio and OBS muted, so we might have to do that again.
Oh. Oh.
The streaming gods had to get that one thing in there. I think now they're like, okay, we've had our fun. So, Sarah, once more.
Once more with feeling. I'm Sarah. Hashtag Aki Obsession or at Aki Obsession. I'm booking everything, and I'm gonna stab Mitch.
I like this new intro.
I love this new intro. This new intro is fucking just more honest and visceral.
And warranted.
A little bit, just a touch.
Oh god. Okay.
Term player and runner of D&D, running 2 games that you can currently find on YouTube. Aki Obsession 404. Check it out.
Yeah.
Very
D.
nice.
Hi, my
Mitch, you
name's
have
Damien.
one job.
Hey, it's my turn. Hi, my name's Damien Halme. The E is not silent. Neither is the other E, for that matter. You can search me up by my first name and last name, because I'm special like that. And I'm a variety streamer and almost decade-long YouTuber. And I like D&D. And I only like doing intros one time, but for me.
The spy in that was real.
I'll do it twice.
Just this
Will
once.
be twice as nice.
Scotty, please.
Good lord. Mary, who is dealing with Scarly right now.
Of course.
We will get back to that.
For you.
Sorry.
Mary.
Hi,
Hey.
I'm Macabre Mary. I am a horror streamer and content creator.
Emphasis on the whore.
Strong emphasis on the horror. I am a writer and artist and just general shenanigans causer.
True that. Mika.
Hello. I am Pika Mika. You can find me on Twitch as Pika Mika, but I'm not on. But you will see me in both Mary and Oz and Damien's streams very often, and Mitch's streams. Yeah, I'm new to D&D and love it. Wanna get.
We love fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Oh, sorry.
And
I'm
now
also
I
Back
actually
on
got
the
a-
menu, boys.
I just got a little scared now, but I'm really excited to do this. This will be a ton of fun. I'm slightly terrified.
Everything's fine.
How's your butthole?
Puckered.
We were playing Lethal Company before this so that we could properly pucker our buttholes just for this experience.
Just a little bit.
Sounds appropriate. Totes approps.
It's fine. You guys have got a perfectly balanced encounter.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, Oz.
Hello, I am the streamer of Oz. I am a variety streamer as well. I am a grief positive death. That's not the arm of my chair. Sorry.
Oh,
I'm a grief positive, death positive, mental health positive snacker goblin. Usually the background to every one of my streams is so.
It's not a lie.
it's not a lie at all. You're missing another sound though.
Oh, I'm sorry. And the crunch.
Yes, and the cry.
Yep. There's always a crunch.
I also am an owner of a small earring business called Blood Moon Menagerie. I have been around for about a year. I do ship. I do like cottagecore, kind of spooky, Halloween all year, but also I like mushrooms and tiny animals and shit. So yeah,
Is
that's
factual.
me.
Alrighty. So, with that in mind, let's jump into this Haltgarn one-shot, Grass and Sands. Now, before we get into everything,
Mhm.
Oh, come on, Firefox, don't do this to me, man. You have all my notes. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Not anymore.
It wouldn't be right if it wasn't going wrong.
Right? It wouldn't be a real stream if like nothing wasn't broken.
Truly.
And now all of your rectangles are gray.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
All right.
We're in the back rooms.
Oh Jesus. Oh, right. Well, that stopped its shape. I can read the notes from my phone. Hold on. Everything's fine. Everything's great, guys. Everything's fine.
Business as usual. Normal.
Everything is awesome.
Perfectly healthy, perfectly normal.
Of course.
Ew, healthy.
Ew, normal.
Ew, self-care. As you can see, some of us share one brain cell.
Some of us,
Oh.
don't you mean all of us?
I'm being generous here.
But
But I know
D
now-
has his
No.
own, let's be fair.
It's true. D has his own
Huh?
pool of brain cells that he keeps separated from everyone else's, so they don't get sticky anymore. Because he's just tired of sticking it back in there and it just being sticky.
I am tired of sticking it back in there, if you know what I mean.
I'm the DM. I'm not supposed to be immature. That's a fucking lie. I'm not gonna stop being immature. Ah, shit. Shit's frozen. Fuck me. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Anyone was Nope. We're already at the bottom.
Oh God.
I swear to God, I'm gonna.
How's it going? Finding your notes.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just trying not to lose my sanity, or what's left of it.
I was gonna say, what sanity?
Right. Everything is fine, I think. Okay. Right. Let's go. Opening above the continent of Steppenborough, passing from the eastern portion of Shorecap through the plains and grassland of the Emerald Expanse, a vibrant land of emerald green vegetation and flora, fauna of all types and herds, fauna of all types in herd and migrations, resting on their respective stomping grounds. Then through the wild fronts, dense forest known as Grenai's Marquis, a lavish and expansive forest of iron oak trees, a wood known to be as dense and durable as steel. Over the rolling hills of Kindred, where settlements of all races flourish and prosper in relative peace. And lastly, through the Hearth-Teeth, a green and lavish mountain range of a special ore known as Carth Iron, and we venture to the area of Haltgarn, the northernmost coast of the kingdom of Glencarth. There we see flame and smoke, battlements, trenches, and fortifications. It is day 158 of the So'Larin invasion from the army known as the Baron Army. A battlefield of Herculean proportions, where you all find yourselves within the Glencarthian army's stockades. On the Glencarthian lines among the Barrett tens and the Alder Barrack lay makeshift prisons of timber logs and chains. In the first cages sit crimson-skinned tieflings in So'Larin armor and vestments, while in the remaining two cages lay an odd bunch. Sarah, if you'd like to describe your character for me.
Sure. in just a basic shirt, pants with way too many pockets, collar boots, and sunglasses on, sits a deep gnome, which would be a gnome from the Underdark with dark gray purple skin, silver eyes hidden by the sunglasses, hair pulled back in a tight bun with it all shaved along the sides, and a small scar that can be seen tucking behind the hair, and tattoos from the neck covering the full arms. Just watching and waiting.
Also, sorry, as a point of reference, in these stockades, you do have manacles that appear to have runic inscriptions. That appear to, and for those of you who are able to, your arcane abilities are nullified and and some of you, I'm sure some of you has tried, you cannot cast spells while in these manacles. D, if you'd like to describe your character, please.
Certainly. So what you see before you is not much to see, but what you do see is beautiful. A tiny 2-foot kobold with beautiful shimmering copper scales upon his tiny little body. Big ears and curling black horns coming off of his head with a swath of jet black, roguishly curly hair. Wearing very nice, silky, colorful, beautiful outfit. And it's almost harder for you to take your eyes off of him to see whoever goes next after me to describe their character.
Alright. In the same cage, Mika, if you'd like to describe your character.
So before you, you have a dark black tabaxi female. She's not too tall, lean in dark purple robes that drape over her body. She has leather around her wrists and with bright, bright green eyes that don't look like they belong to a cat at all. She is watching everyone.
Alrighty. And in the second cage, in the stockade, Mary.
So my sorry, I'm really bad at this. She is a dusk corvum with fiery orange eyes. She doesn't have much coloration to her as far as what she's wearing or just her body in general, because she likes to pretend she is one with the shadows. Generally, if she's wearing any color, it's turquoise or red. Any other color is disgusting, and she will not have it. Other than that, she looks fairly unassuming, and she likes it that way.
Okay. And lastly, Oz.
You see a very bloodied and very distraught female Goliath curled up in the corner. You can see their hands all the way to the elbows are caked in blood. You can see down their front is caked in blood. And you almost can't see even what color the front of, or like most of their armor is, because they're so covered in blood. They have striped marks black marks that go down their face and piercing silver eyes. And they look almost catatonic.
All right. As you all, it's about night. It's about late afternoon time, and you hear the ongoing battle. It's hard to miss. You hear the ongoing battle. You hear weapons clashing against each other. You hear screams. You hear explosions. You hear the constant sound of a large confrontation between these two armies. And as the day passes into night, the battle seems to lighten down to give the soldiers rest, temporary ceasefire for the night. And you see the the Glencarthian army come into the mess marquee for socializing, rations, and drink, and celebrating the surviving, but also recognition of those who have lost. No, your stockades are no more than 30 feet away from the mess area. And one man begins to walk up to all of you. A 5'10", 5'11" man with salt and pepper braid locks tied into a bun, salt and pepper beard, in a black casual shirt, open at the chest, quite a broad man, very, very well built. And it seems to be, while the top armor is casual, the bottom armor is still, you can tell, in armaments. For those who want to, see if you can make a quick perception check on his armor. For those who want to.
I roll a 13 perception check.
Okay, 13 for you.
I want to. I'm just trying to figure out how to do it.
So if you go onto your character sheet and you see the perception skill and where the number is, click that and it will roll it for you.
I love it.
Yes, Sarah. What was that?
27.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sorry, where do we click?
On the stat number.
Yep, on the stat number under perception on your character. Mika?
28.
Oh, fucking hell.
She sees everything.
Fucking hell. Okay. D?
Just a 10.
Just a 10. Okay.
And I rolled a 12.
And a 12. Okay. D, Mary, and Oz. Makes sense for you, Oz, because you're not paying attention now because you're catatonic as fuck.
No.
Or you know that the armor that is still on this gentleman, worn, but still very well made, still holding up. And that's all you three can see. Those who rolled a 27 or 28. Fucking rogues, I swear.
I see you.
Very, very well made. And then you start to wonder, how the fuck can like a soldier afford this? This is a very important person in the army. Very important. The armor is it's mainly of a red coloration with gold and platinum outlining on the shin greaves and on the knee armor and on the thighs. And you see a crest on one thigh. It's for the Glencarthian army, but this one is it the colors? Because you rolled pretty high, and this is general knowledge. This crest is in the colors of the king and queen, and by process of elimination, it's the king of Glencarth, known as Draxelis Orbane.
Okay.
And he is coming over you to deliver your water and rations personally. Comes over to the tieflings first. With your fucking high up perception checks, you do hear him. Just know that we have spoken to your leader, and there is a possible prisoner exchange happening. And we both agreed that you are not to be rotated back into the army, you are to go home. And that's it. Comes over to Sarah, Mika, and Dee's cage. And it just kind of kneels down while still on his feet at all of you. My scouts have told me that we have a couple of stowaways on the battlefield. I'm guessing that is you lot, as he looks over to the cage with Oz's character and Mary's character as well. And he slides the 3 lots of rations in your cage. It's dried meat, bread, water, general rations. So, tell me first. And points to you, Sarah. First of all, what is your name?
Suli.
Suli.
Your Majesty.
I'm nothing more than a man.
Every now and then, kind of like looks over his shoulder and then like smirks and then goes back.
Looks over to you, Mika, and you are.
Violet Stream of the Gentle River Clan. I prefer to go by Violet. Your Majesty. Just a man.
Just call me Drax. Drax is fine. I'm not one to stand on ceremony, but Violet looks to you, kind of with a. And you are? Actually, in fact. Wait. I know you. Are you that emissary from the Scale Plains?
I see my reputation precedes me. It's so good to make your acquaintance. And who might I say I am meeting today?
Just call me Drax.
It's an absolute pleasure. I see you have great taste to know somebody like me. I am honored to know somebody like you. I hope we can work well together.
Oddly, presumptuous that that we're going to be working together just by this introduction, especially with you being in a battlefield stockade.
Battlefield Stockade is it's merely a tie-up. I consider myself an optimist, and I like to always look on the bright side of things. I think there's a bright future for both of us.
Interesting. Well then, go ahead and make me an intelligence check, though. And Drax just kind of looks back to you. Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Miso.
11.
11? You know this guy's fucking important. Like, up there important. But you're also kind of like, you know the court. But outside that circle, you're like, did I pay enough attention?
Okay. I'll try my best to do what would be a very flourishing maneuver from inside of a stockade.
While he's there, fair. We shall see. After handing your rations, un momento. Good to know. Gets up and comes over to the second cage in which Mary and Oz are. Kneels down, hands you the rations. And the other stowaway we have looks to you, Mary, and who might you be?
Soot. Ruffles feathers.
Soot. Apropos. How? Well, you can talk about that later, but eat up. You've been in here all day, and you lot will need your strength. And looks to you, Oz, and kind of goes, Uriah?
Yes,
You know who this fucker is. He's your commander of fucking chief.
Yes. And so I sort of like I barely mumble it. A yes, a yes. Like just like repeated, but not using any of the like the honorifics for him. Just yes, 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 yes.
So I'm slightly confused that dude's camera there.
I'm just trying to put something up here, but I'm flipped on your... Oh, no, I'm not flipped on the stream. I'm
Nope.
going to be right back. I'm just going AFK real quick.
Okay. You're right. Just take a deep breath. Just because I'm here, you're not in trouble.
And I start mumbling very, very quietly. No God, 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 no God.
He gently puts his hand through the cage bars and puts it on your hand.
And I jerk away from him.
He kind of like locks eyes with you. And you can sense there's nothing hostile. There's
No, but I look at him with fear in my eyes. And I say, please. And just shake my head.
There's no
and say, I'm afraid.
There's no need to be afraid. There's no punishment coming.
You don't know. You don't know. I don't know. You don't know.
At least not from me. And he hands you the wrap of rations very gently.
I didn't mean. I didn't mean.
I know. There is punishment due, but not to you.
Okay. And I very, very cautiously reach and pull the rations toward me, but make no motion to consume them at all.
As it kind of sits up, and he gets a water skin from his belt. You know, normally, as he says to all of you, normally, I'll just throw you back in a Glengarthian prison. However, I'm in need of people of your talents.
Talents?
What do you know of our talents, Your Highness?
Well, first of all, the contraband that we got off you was on the hand of the people that you stole from. So you're obviously of the stealthy variety, are you not?
Perhaps.
No need to be modest.
You really should tell your officers to hide those papers more carefully.
Oh, no, trust me. Look, they've had an earful from me. Multiple officers had an earful from me today.
Might want to have it a little closer to the breast pocket if you don't want to lose it that quickly.
Good to know. Good to know.
Especially such an important message.
And I'm not even going to ask of why you thought to steal it in the first place, but at the same time, what would someone from Tarasia need with important documentation such as that? But that's not why I'm talking to all of you. Some of you are here because you got caught. Some of you are here due to protocol. And some of you are here because you really shouldn't be here. However, you five share a thing in common. For the most part, you are unaffiliated.
Sir, what?
We'll get to that in just a moment. You are unaffiliated, which makes you ideal for the mission I have in hand. Of which we'll talk about in the morning.
Tease.
The morning? You're going to make us wait all night with all of this anticipation?
He just looks at you with a slight smug grin, just goes,
You know, if you really wanted us to get better and rest well tonight, you could at least do a little bit better than these rations, especially if you have some big special mission for us. Saying.
I have to agree with the kitty. I think it's time that we have a good night's sleep if you do intend to put us to work. Funny that you should say that it was funny that I presume we will work together and then you offer us a job. So, it seems like you always had this ace up your sleeve. Excuse me, Your Highness.
Speaking of getting comfortable and resting, I mean, we could do without the manacles. It's really hard to stretch out and relax and get good rest.
You see, I was warming up to giving you a slightly better accommodation, but you should have quit while you were ahead.
Sir,
Uriah?
might I at least be allowed to get the blood off of me tonight at the least? I don't think I can look at his blood anymore.
Understandable. And then he comes in, opens, kind of gestures to to put your hands through the cage bars.
I do so, but very, very tenuously, trying my best not to touch him with my actual hands.
He kind of puts one hand under both your wrists, and he takes a key and unlocks the manacles. As he unlocks the cage and gestures for you to go free, while keeping an eye on Soot, just in case there's a runaway.
I look
just want
back
my
over.
poison bag.
I look back over my shoulder because I don't know these people, and I look at Soot, and I just shake my head no.
Can I make an insight check on the bloody covered one?
Sure, go for it.
And try to see if I see anything lingering, like my friends.
Go for it.
Okay. Ooh, 29. 18 plus 11.
Jesus Christ.
Holy guacamole.
So, you see a person in shock in its biblical form. The blood is not theirs, judging from the patterns. You're right. Imagine your knuckles are just bruised, battered, cut.
Yes.
You see the knuckles. You see the shock. This is reminiscent of someone going blackout fighting.
Mm-hmm.
As for the lingering, not in the way that you're used to. There is a aura of, how do I put this?
Loss.
There was an aura of loss and an aura of unease.
It in response to the big hulking one in my cage shaking their head at me, I ruffle my feathers and peck at my dish because I don't want to use my hands when they're all tied up.
Fair. That's fair. Asdrax looks to you, Uriah. Feel free to wash up. There is a new set of armor waiting for you. One unaffiliated with us.
Thank you.
When you're done, I'm sorry to say, but we have to keep up a facade. Come back here.
I understand.
Good. Go on up. As for the rest of you, you still have a choice. You either take this job, which is likely to be dangerous, or you can stay here and wait to be transferred to a Glencarthian prison.
I look over my shoulder as I'm walking away and I say, I can't stay here. I'm in. I don't care what it is.
Noted. Now go clean yourself up. And he you can tell in a joking sense, and as to relieve the tension, just goes, "That's an order." Now for the rest of you, eat up, gather your strength, rest well. As he heads back to the mess area. Because there was a slight split in the party, we're going to go to Uriah first, and then we'll come back to you four.
Okay.
Uriah, you know that in your specific tent, which is shared with you know who, there was a washing up area. It's very basic. It's like that, like those big wooden pails that are used for baths.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, there's one there for you. You head that way, and you do. What's your passive perception, which is underneath your saving throw bit?
11.
11.
Or,
Okay.
yeah, 11.
Okay. With your passive perception, you do notice a couple of glances at you, but they're not bad glances. They're more glances of concern.
Yeah.
But that's all you can really spot along the way. You head back.
Now, are we talking concern for me or concern for themselves?
Concern for you.
Okay.
But that's as much as you're able to get out.
Yeah.
You weave through the maze of barrack tents. And it's an absolute maze because there are thousands and thousands of soldiers here. It's and you remember the first time seeing these tents. It feels like it goes on forever. But you've been in this battle for a number of days. You could walk to your tent blindfolded. You head to your tent, and on your cot is a set of armor, unlike your current red and blue accented armor. There was a set of similar in make with what you're used to wearing plate armor, but in black and silver trimming with skull pauldrons. You get the sense that this is so that you are there is no way you can be affiliated with any army in this armor. However, you still have your longsword. And
Okay.
there is the bath pail is ready and hot, ready for you to wash up.
I disrobe. I take off the armor and I put it outside of my tent. I don't even want it in my tent. I take everything off that is covered in blood, and I just put it outside because I can't do it. And I sit myself down in the big bath pail, and I just start crying. It's like the first time I've not been surrounded by people who are gonna look at me to be able to have this emotional moment.
in your state, you begin to hear a voice in your head. You don't know if it's outworldly or maybe just something that your grief is telling you. But all you know is that it says, it's not your fault. But you have to keep on living. You're unable to kind of you remember the voice. It's the voice of your friend.
Yeah.
But you're unable to discern whether it's... Is he fucking talking to me from the great beyond? Or is this, like, your guilt manifesting in a voice trying to... comfort you? You're unsure.
Yeah, it seems... It almost feels disembodied, and I have... Like, I twitch just for a second, like, I'm gonna look around, I'm gonna turn around, and they're gonna be sitting on their cot, standing in the doorway, something, but I know they're not there, and if I look, it's gonna break me.
You look at the entryway of the tent, and in your preparation to see that he's gonna be there, it's all gonna be some weird fucking PTSD bullshit. Split second, you think you see him in the armor, with his weapons, with his vestments, him leaning on the tent frame, just looking at you with that same smug grin he always wears somehow, even the most tense moments. For a split second you see him and then he's just not.
I kind of lose my shit, and I kick in the bathtub, and I sort of break it a little bit.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check just to see. So you've strength check is on the top.
It's a 15.
15. You break it, and the one plank is not fully off, but it's definitely like off the metal slab. And now your bath pail is fucking leaking. You're just like,
God
fuck.
damn it!
Son of a bitch! Luckily, it's not too cold of a night. This time of year. For the time of year, I would say it's about early summer. So it's not a hugely cold night, but
No.
But it's
but motherfucker.
but motherfucker, you are wasting bath water that you can just use, you know. And after a while of processing what happened, you do feel a little bit more relaxed, just because first of all, when you go into the stockade, you realize that everything fucking hurts just from the sheer rage of what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Everything hurts. But
everything hurts because so much happened in just the moments following. So much happened.
And what felt like a split second was in reality a good half an hour, and you've done a lot. So now that your brain finally realized it when you were in the stockade, you are in a considerable amount of pain. Luckily, the bath has helped with that, and you're clean, physically at least. Mentally, that's a whole
still
nother story.
fucked.
I'm sorry, you wanted to play a D&D character without trauma?
Ha!
And yet I'm trying that in one of Sarah's game, and it's odd being a non-traumatic character.
Don't worry, I'll fix that.
Oh.
Here comes the trauma down the road.
Well, here's the thing. In the current state of events...
We already started.
Yeah, already started. which is why he's freaking out, because he doesn't know what to do.
Fun. So
We
much fun.
already started.
Yep.
There was definitely a moment we're like, we'll talk after this call, Sarah. And I'm like, okay.
Yep. It's like, Sarah?
Just wait until the session is over, Sarah.
You got some splaining to do.
It's nothing. I'm innocent.
Uriah, as you sort yourself out.
I'm just making tea.
That's fine, as long as you can still hear me.
Yep.
Uriah, as you kind of sort yourself out, get clean physically, you get yourself into your new armor, and it fits well. It fits well. You take a moment to kind of decompress a little bit, even though you're still shook. You're in a lot better shape than you are. Well, than you were. And something tells you want to stick around just a little bit more. But you have been ordered to go back to the stockade.
Yeah. On my way, I know on my way out of the tent, I reach down and touch his cot. And I say, I'm sorry. And then I walk out of the tent.
One thing I will give you. You see the pile, you see your old armor and your old vestments on the ground. But you do know that in your little section of the barracks, they usually have like large campfires in between.
Mm-hmm.
And you think to yourself, if I burn that, that's gonna help to burn away what I've done. Do you do so? Do you burn them or you just keep them there?
I look at my armor and I think, is there anything important tucked into one of the nooks? Tucked into that, you know, if I lose it, if I get rid of it, am I gonna regret it later? And then I realize everything that was stuck in my armor is covered in the blood, and I can't take any of it. It's tainted. It's only going to create ghosts that will haunt me. And so I just decide, burn it all.
As you burn your armor and the clothing that accompanied it, you do see one thing stand out. Something that you've begrudgingly kept. It is a medallion of Futhan.
I just... That's the god, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I look at it and I say, no god.
All right. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, you four. You've been given an opportunity by the King of Glencarth himself to be free of stockades on a seemingly secret mission. And you have this time to...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, you have this time to ponder before you... as you eat and before you turn in for the night. What do you do?
Suli's mostly quiet, but every now and then looks like into a blank area. There's no one there, and will like stifle a chuckle. And I'm gonna start looking for like bits of wire. Or there's a look of annoyance in another corner. It happens a lot.
Violet and Miso, make me a perception check to see if you can see this. Or you can either use your passive perception or you can roll one. Up to you.
I'll roll one.
I'll
Do I
use
need to roll
passive.
against it?
Roll me a deception check to see if you can.
I like this dice today.
Like this dice today too.
Misa, what's your passive?
14.
14? Okay. Violet, what'd you roll?
28.
Fuck me.
Well, deception's good. It's never that good.
I
roll a natural 20 and beat that.
I clicked the little button. It's
Nat 20, let's go.
you
Picked the wrong day.
Loot that
That-
body.
Would you like
That's
Would you like
so-
a second roll instead?
No,
It rolled different than that one.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But Jesus Christ. Misa, you see, like, with your passive, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. You see the hustle and bustle of the soldiers' mess area. It's getting lively. There are some sullen parts of the crowd as some are dealing with loss of friends and possibly a bad outcome of a battle strategy they were a part of. You're unsure, but it's a mix of jovial and sullen and sorrow. But you see this basically this large gazebo area where all the Glencarthian soldiers of mixed variety of races. You see humans, elves, dwarves, gnomes. You see animal folk as well. You see other races that are usually like based in So'Larin.
Mhm.
But you see them in this army, and you imagine that they're defectors. They came over here and for whatever reasons. Or it could have been conscription. You're not sure. Violet. You see this fucking deep gnome chuckling and, being annoyed at herself. For whatever fucking reason.
Why are you upset? What are you doing?
Wire?
What are you looking for? Why are you upset? Why are you upset with yourself?
Wire? Anything? We can get these off and taken care of. A better night's sleep if nothing else.
They're looking for wire.
Oh, am I too quiet?
You are a little bit quiet, I'm not gonna lie.
You're a little breathy.
It was
I'm
a little
sorry.
quiet.
I'm
No,
gonna
he's
move
okay.
my mic a little closer. My bad.
Aye.
You good?
Good.
Do you have any wire? We can sleep a little more comfortably. It's
They took everything, and I mean everything off of me, even in pockets of fur that I have had hidden for near a decade. They took everything from me. You would have thought they hung me by my toes. They even took my Nana's jewelry from me. I had wire. I don't see any around here, unless there is.
Suli, make me a perception check.
Okay.
Soot. What are you doing in this current juncture? You are in a cage by yourself now. Until the big Goliath lady comes back.
Sorry, excuse me. Hold on. So Soot is currently ignoring the antics that are happening in the other cage because she's finally alone and appreciates that, because otherwise she has to worry about everyone else seeing her kind of cowering because of the like just strange feeling she has coming over her at the moment. She doesn't want to be stuck in a prison cell because she knows that whatever entity is currently hulking over her shoulder, at least that she thinks is there, will have better access to her if she is alone in a prison cell. So, in her mind, anything that will keep her out in the world and allow her to have her sack of poison back is a good option.
Go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
While you do that, Suli,
Me, 21.
21.
Yes.
You don't see any wire around, that's for sure.
17.
17. Okay, I'll come back to you just a moment.
Is frustrating.
You do see a couple of twigs on the ground, probably residue from building these, cages, because they're pretty like not haphazardly, but you can tell that these were a later addition to the camp because prisoners of war are not on the forefront of any army's mind, especially of one of this proportion. But you do see a couple of twigs on the ground, maybe. No longer than that and pretty thin.
Sturdy.
You can certainly try.
How many of them are there?
So you see about 2, 3.
Start making a teepee with them. Try to see if I can get all 3 of them to stand up into a triangle.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you have a little TP of little twig TP just in front of you.
Just setting him together.
Like the slightest, someone walks by and it just collapses. You bitch.
With your 17 saving throw, you swear you feel a breath at the back of your neck and a slight chuckle in your mind's ear, and you look around. Nothing. You gave me a haunted character. I'm not gonna not fuck with you.
I mean, I have to have trauma in some respect.
Close.
Might as well be you giving it to me.
How close is the bird cage to our cage?
Yeah.
So if you're looking at top down, so it's 4 cages in a square. There are 2 tieflings in the. If you're looking down at 2 tieflings on the top right, Miso, Violet, and Suli in the bottom, in the top 2 tieflings top left, bottom right you 3, and where Uriah and Su'ar is in bottom right. So they're right next to you.
Is there like any space between them or not at all?
There's like that much room between them.
Mm-hmm. Do I have any experience with Corvums?
I would say you know of them, to the point that they are usually very solitary creatures, and when they're not, they are usually in mass. they have a slight family dynamic, but for the most part, they live in solitude. Bit recluse because there's this notion that they call them crowfolk, ravenfolk. They bring omens of, you don't know whether they're good omens, bad omens. So there's a bit of about them.
I've never seen one this close. Or solitary.
Whether you've worked, I will say though, because of your roguish nature, it's definitely that moment of like, you've never worked with one, but you know a guy who has.
A guy who knows a guy whose
You know a
cousin.
He's still hanging over my shoulder. No. Told you about Penny. Shut up.
Have I told you about Penny multiple times? Now shut up.
Oh.
Hey, Birdie.
I'm sorry, what?
Birdie.
Dusk tries to ignore the cat calling, the bird calling.
No, the cat calling is doing that to Violet.
It's for Mika, yeah.
I'm gonna start catcalling the bird. Hey, Miss Birdie. Hey, Miss Birdie. Hey, do you
How
do you have a hair?
sharp are your feathers?
Yeah. Do you have an extra feather by chance? Like a loose one that wouldn't hurt that bad. I got some really long mane fur if you really want it, but like I'll trade you. How sturdy are the bone in your feather? How sturdy is that? I like the way that this gnome's thinking. I want to see what
think
they
it's
have
just-
in mind.
I don't-
You
Birdie.
guys start hearing chuckling from the cage with the two tieflings. Really?
Dusk looks over at them and wonders if she ought to give them a feather just to shut them the fuck up and leave her alone.
Sorry, did you call yourself Dusk?
Oh, sorry, that's Soot.
I was like,
Oh,
who?
Dusk Corbum. It is just like stuck in my brain. I'm sorry. I'm ADHD. Leave me alone.
Welcome
I
to...
feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah, a little bit.
How many extra feathers do you have? Do you have any? Are you loose?
Wait, is this like one of those things where if you lose too many, you can't, like, you're
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to make it
stuck?
so you can't fly.
We are not going to make you a bald bird.
No. I've seen those bald eagles once. They are scary.
They are. I like you.
Yeah.
Soot plucks one off of the back of her neck and hobbles over to the adjoining wall. Well, like that wall of the cage, and just flicks it at the cat so that she can't get too close to her.
Suddenly you hear the two tieflings go, hey, what about us? Like, come on.
Hey.
What?
Phantom finger.
Fluff off.
Wait.
Do you want the fur in trade? Do you want the fur in trade? Because I'll pluck it right. I'll plug it. You want it?
No.
It's fair. Fair is fair.
No.
How is
No.
Fur gonna help us right
No.
now?
Who cares about you? Hey. What was your name again? I'm asking the little gnome next to me who's trying to take the feather.
Zuli.
Silly. I'm Valiant. Here. What? I kind of want to see what you can do with this, because
Miso, you're
really going somewhere.
Miso, you're just watching this go. You're just watching this interaction go down. What are you doing, man?
I'm just gonna cross my arms and nod at everybody.
Yes, I accept what is happening here.
I'm just
Pretty much.
waiting for this to fail.
Yeah, how flimsy is this feather?
Are you trying
Did
to
you
use
say that out loud? Did you say that out loud? Like,
The
Who?
DM.
okay.
So how?
Because Soot's about to get
Tell you if you
offended.
had.
So you're trying to use this as a lockpick, correct?
See, right now I'm just checking, is it flimsy? Is it sturdy? Does it have
I mean,
uses?
it's a bit sturdier than your average feather because it's coming from a raven folk. so it obviously has to be a little bit sturdier.
Mm-hmm.
But whether you know it will act as a lockpick, you can certainly try and find out.
There's a reason why Soot hasn't tried herself.
What are my friends thinking about my attempts right now? And keep in mind that one of them has the personality of Callie.
The one with the personality of Callie is just going, you're a fucking idiot.
No, shut up.
While one is just profusely going. While the more timid one of your friends, well, I don't know, like, we were told we were going to get out on a mission and, then be set free, so I don't know why you would have to break out now, because then what if you get caught again? You're not going to get this opportunity. I'm just really afraid. Maybe you should, like, stay here and wait. He said a bit back into warning. And just going on and on and on and on and on.
Anyone who's paying attention, watch. She's like holding the feather and twisting her hands and slowly just goes. And then just like looks over her shoulder. We should just go to bed.
I like the crazy.
Who are you looking at just now? You know what? Did you say we should go to bed?
Probably.
I think that might be a better idea, actually. Can I play with the feather?
Sure. It's useless to me.
Got the feather back. Start throwing it up into the air and pawing at it. Do that a few times. I'm just gonna pass time now.
I love this group.
You're just like hands and
already.
feet. Hands and feet.
Yes, full on the back, hands and feet, just playing with the feather over and over again.
Soot clucks
And
and
I'm
then
just
kind of just buries
Brings
her,
me just
her
a little
face
bit of
into
joy,
her own
so I don't-
arms.
Like
Brings me joy.
like a cat with a laser pointer, you are enveloped. It's moving. It moves by itself with the wind. You want to catch it, but you also want it to flee so you can catch it again. You don't usually
Yes.
let your cat-like nature come out, but this feather has you enraptured.
You know what? The only thing that would make this better is ale. That stuff they have around here. The ale is so different here. I wish we could have gotten that instead of this lame food and the water. I guess it'll do.
So, as all of this is happening, Uriah, you come back to the stockade. Soot has moved from their current position. Suli has... No, not Siri. Fuck off. Suli has made a
I should do that one day just to fuck with you.
Please don't. No.
That would be amazing. I'll piss off everybody's phones.
Suli has a small TP made of 3 twigs.
Mhm.
Miso is just watching all of this go down, arms crossed, enjoying the entertainment, while Violet, in true cat nature, is playing with the feather they found.
I smile for the first time since they've all met me. And the feather lands just close enough to the wall where I walk over to it, I bend down, I pick it up, I reach up to the top of the cage, and I drop it.
I almost can't control myself and just launch at the feather.
That cat that got surprised on the ground.
Yeah.
Red panda mode.
I give like the most like I'm still in like a shit place with my brain, but I give like the smallest chuckle. And it's like this like deep like trying to not bust up laughing because my brain is so broken right now, but like that's fucking hilarious. And then I look around and I'm like, well, still locked. How am I supposed to get inside?
You turn around and Drax is there.
Oh,
Oh,
You don't know how long he's been watching you all.
I stand at attention really fast. I'm like, and I bump my butt into the cages.
Them bumping their butt is what actually finally releases my trance from the feather, and I realize and jump to my feet.
Oh, King Brats. Hi.
I look over at my shoulder. Drac.
Drax.
Not brat.
You know, I've been called worse.
What is up?
Just looks at Uriah. And just holds up the manacles. He has the... You don't need to roll an inside check. He has the look of, I don't want to do this, but we have to keep up a facade.
I know.
As it clicks it in. And you don't remember feeling this, but as they click, suddenly you're like... It's like...
Yeah.
You know that type of hangover that isn't like an owl, but it's more like that sluggish hangover that seems to last longer?
Yeah, the one where you just feel kind of
Yucky.
Yeah.
you're-
It's
Like you're stuck in goo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that lethargic stuck in goo. Sarah doesn't know. They've never had a hangover.
wow.
I've had one.
I kind of
Not fun.
like my knees kind of like go out for just a second and I was just like,
Yeah.
okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Especially because I can't really catch myself because now I'm in manacles. I'm like,
He kind of like... But
yeah.
actually, to be fair, he's not... He's looking up at you, and for a moment he thought, it's a good idea to catch a Goliath lady. Wait, this is a Goliath. This might not go well.
Yeah. Which is why I really try my hardest to catch because I realize I'm falling forward over him. Like, huh.
But then again, you see him. This man's stacked. He's ripped. You're not
Yeah, but I'm also
You are-
large.
You are. You are. For Goliath. Yeah, there's a reason they're half giants. You are ushered in back into the cage, and the cage is locked. And this goes. Well then, I will see you all. And he says this with a bit of smugness. Bright and early tomorrow morning.
Boo.
If I have to do it, so do you. Plus, this is important. You know that the current time of night is equivalent about 9 at night currently. Now, unfortunately, I do have to warn you. It will be early, because we have to do it with still with a slight cover of darkness.
I just kind of crawl into the far corner, try to find the least like I'm gonna lay in just loose dirt spot. And I
Yeah.
I turn myself as much away from like another cage as I can, and within like just try to settle myself in, because I'm used to getting my brain ready no matter what's happened, to just sleep.
As a trained soldier, you are used to falling asleep whenever you want and then waking up whenever you need to. So it's no issue. You close your eyes, you find as much comfort as you can, and you guys all see this. Suddenly, they're out like a fucking light.
And I snore.
Is there any chance we can get some ale before you leave, sir, so that we may sleep sooner?
Make a persuasion check.
Holy crap. Ale.
That's all you hear out of Soot is ale, 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 ale.
Kind of looks at you. He turns and walks away. And about 5 minutes later, he comes with a large pitcher and some clay cups.
Yes.
Sees
This land's ale is so
sees
different.
Uriah just fast asleep and goes, "They're fine." They were soldiers.
I knew the cat would be good for something.
Actually, I have slightly awoken because I heard the word ale, and you just see this.
Just goes. Only two things can wake a soldier: booze and battle.
And I just go,
You are all handed a clay cup, and you instinctively kind of like reach like the clay cup through the bars of the cage as you are poured. It's only like a clay, like it's equivalent about a half pint, but you're all poured a cup of ale to help with sleeping.
I mean, I'm only like, what, 4.5, 5 feet tall? It's fine.
I don't take it.
You don't take it?
meanwhile, I'm like this.
For you, it's just like. And the Drax just kind of goes, oh, sorry.
Meanwhile, Miso falls into his cup.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
It's like
Bastard.
A half pint for you is like a stein.
This is the hobbits going, it comes in pints.
Pints?
What is that? It's a pint. It comes in pints.
Oh.
Wait, I got a good.
Wait. This is Miso currently.
Yeah.
Miso, you have enough ale to put you in a coma.
So you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's drink it all and see what happens.
He is a bard.
I will roll for this.
I was gonna say, how well versed are you within the realms of alcohol? Are you a social drinker, or are you more of a like?
I'm a social drinker, but I think Miso wants to,
Okay.
show off a little bit, just a little bit here.
I will say as well, this is different ale than you find in taverns because these are given to soldiers so they can sleep. So, I would say, you're fine. You grew up with this. You're fine. So do you take a cup?
I do.
You do. Miso takes a cup. Violet takes a cup. Violet, you're used to alcohol that's a bit on the lighter side, I would say. So you three, roll a con save for me.
Oops, excuse me.
A con save?
Constitution save.
Oh, Lord.
Well,
That's not gonna be fun.
I don't know. Your dice have been great recently.
Oh no, they're not.
I don't know about that.
I'm
Forgetting that I have a -5.
You have a what?
You rolled
My
a 6.
constitution is horrific.
What's your negative?
What is your constitution?
What is your constitution modifier?
-5.
How is it -5?
Total number.
Where is it? Hold on. Brain.
So where
So-
it says -5, and then underneath it should be a number. What is it?
Not seeing.
No, she. Cause did you do? She did
You
a
said
saving
a con,
throw.
a saving,
I
a
did
con saving throw.
throw. Con saving. No, I did the wrong
Even
throw.
your saving throw shouldn't be that low.
My constitution?
Okay.
1.
Your constitution is 1. You are barely alive.
Wait, no. Your con shouldn't
How
be.
did you get?
Wait, no. Hold on.
How
must
did
be
you
over
roll your
fucking up.
stats?
I rolled your.
It's very possible that I am fucking up.
No, I was gonna say I was there when you did your stats. You did not roll a 1 on your con because I wouldn't have allowed that.
It may have been a mistype.
Con
I don't.
goes to 0. If your con goes to 0, you are dead. You are perma-dead.
So I'm just constantly on the verge of dying right now.
Hold on,
Yes.
hold on.
I am a
hold on.
glass cannon.
I'm near dead.
Literally glass cannon.
No.
Yeah,
Hold on,
kinda.
hold on.
What are your hit points?
Now I'm feeling like I don't know very much, so I'm just gonna
you're
let
good.
someone else figure things. You go look and tell me what I need to fix.
Yeah. No,
Sorry.
Yeah. No.
Are you
You're
looking
fine.
at
Don't
your-
apologize.
Are you looking
No,
at your
this is how
character
D-
sheet
this is
right
how we
now?
learn
Well, we were
D&D.
doing it. We were doing it together online that one day. We got on the site and
It
did
shouldn't
all the
be
rolls.
It
Are
really
you looking
shouldn't.
at your D&D Beyond character sheet right now?
Yeah.
When you look at your
It says
very, very
Constitution
top.
1,
How?
Just
and there's
below
the 3
that-
hit points.
That
just below that in a circle.
that must no that this is a fuck up. Hold on.
Is it a fuck up on our side? Because I mean, we were really distracted while we were doing these
It might
together.
have been.
We were all
It might have
laughing and
been a
giggling.
missing number after the 1.
yeah,
Honestly,
This is
No,
very
it's-
possible. It could have been like 11 or 12. I have no fucking. I do not remember, to be honest with you.
Oh, wow.
We were having so much fun. We were giggling too hard to
You
remember,
have-
if I'm quite frank.
At your current hit points, you have fewer hit points than a regular NPC. You have
I
you have
know,
less, you have less hit points than a commoner. That's how squishy you are.
wait. Are we
I,
talking
I
like?
guarantee you it was like a 12
like
or
a
a
hermit
13
living on the
because
streets
I don't
commoner,
remember her
or-
getting anything below a
Ooh,
10.
or glass cannon. No,
Oh,
yeah, I think
I'm
it's
assuming you meant
it's
to
F
put
up.
10 and accidentally put 1. That's
Yeah.
what
We're-
A hobo.
We're a few.
A hobo has more hit points than you right now. Now hold the fuck on while I sort this out.
I'm weak.
This
I'm
is- I know
I
sorry.
think we
this is
just
your
re-roll her
campaign, Nick.
Constitution.
I literally have 70 hit points more than you right now. And I'm a
Right.
bird.
Right.
I'm
No.
gonna
Yeah.
fucking
No.
Did you
cry.
want them to
Your
just
con
roll a
should be
new,
no.
like 4d6s real quick?
You no. I have their stats here because I've written them down. Your con was originally 13, so
Okay.
and
New
I've changed it for you. I fixed it. There you go. That's so much better.
Okay, so roll that again then.
Roll the
I
con-
need to roll.
Yeah. Roll
It says
that
14 now.
yes.
Okay.
I may accidentally rolled for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, did you? What was
Yeah.
it?
It was a 10. No, because I accidentally re-rolled. You can re-roll it yourself because it is your character.
So just click the Constitution button
on the same.
The saving.
on the saving.
There, a 19. That's much better.
12.
12. All right. Cool.
I also got a 12.
So we have a 12. We have a 12.
A
Misa?
14.
Misa got a 14.
Violet and Soot. This is strong shit. Holy God. This is like stout level of thickness, and you already feel it like sticking to your insides, and you're like, fuck.
I tilt my head up and I look at them as they're like, and I start chuckling. I'm like, "You good?"
Yeah, I'm real good.
You both got a light. You're on that level of between buzz and a little bit on the slower side.
Who's ready for another?
I.
Miso, you are fine. It's not your usual. It's definitely an acquired taste. Like, the flavor is to be desired. But you gather that this ale is more for function rather than flashiness. So, yeah. And
Miso does not hide his disdain for the flavor.
I laugh at him as he basically like gacks at it and like.
it's like when you see a kid have red wine for the first time, they instantly go.
So doesn't mind the flavor because she's used to bitter tonics that she usually concocts herself. But the thickness of it is more on the
Textural ick.
side. Yeah, it's a texture egg for her.
Yeah, it's that like, it's that thickness.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yes.
Fuck.
I will be right back. I have to use the restroom.
Okay, no worries. But yeah, Violet and Soot. You got a good fucking buzz going on. It's great.
What did you put in this ale?
Drax just looks at you and goes, honestly, you don't want to know.
It's poison, isn't it?
It's not poison, is it?
No. Wait, lads, it's not poison, is it?
Would you do that? Would you do that to an ale? That's such a mean thing to do it to an ale.
You should see what they do to other spirits in the fucking wastes of So'Larin. I heard they put like a scorpion in a jar of whiskey and let it ferment.
That's not what they did to this, is it?
It's outrageous. They can't do that. Harm animals for alcohol. What? No. That can't be. That can't be.
Harmed animals for less. No, I'm kidding.
The tieflings.
Whoa.
The tieflings.
Whoa.
The tieflings in the other cage just go. Oh, they do. Trust me. And
Wait.
I miss that scorpion whiskey so much. We just call it grief.
Sounds like an appropriate name for such a drink.
Wait, what? I feel like I missed key information. I had to pee.
They were just talking about what's in the ale, and Drax mentioned that, you know, there are some people who put weird shit in alcohol for taste and for effect. In So'Larin, they put a scorpion in a jar of whiskey.
And I'm offended.
I look at because Drax is standing there, right?
Yeah, Drax is still there with the pitcher, and he's pouring himself an ale as well, because...
I look at him, I look at my empty cup, I'm like, not to be offensive, but what am I supposed to do with this? This isn't gonna get me anywhere.
Hold that thought.
It's like a couple drops on my tongue.
Hold
You
that
were
thought.
already sleeping.
I know, but then ale was mentioned, and after the day I've had.
Looks to Violet, Miso, and so another.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take another.
What is Violet going? No, I don't need this. I'm good.
No, I think I should not have another,
So it is king of
especially
bad
since
decisions.
especially since you've told me of these drinks with animals inside of them. I would prefer
Well,
not.
in that case, after pouring the second and last round for Miso and Soot, Drax just gives you what's rest in the pitcher, which is the equivalent to about that for you.
Thank you.
Oh my god,
And then
Sarah, we have the female version of Grog.
We
Grog,
do.
Grog from Vox Machina.
Let's function up.
Also ale. If you've never seen Critical Role or Legends of Vox Machina on Amazon Prime, I highly recommend. It's such a fucking good show.
all right.
I've heard.
But yeah. I basically I empty it in like 4 gulps. And then I with 2 hands I hand it back to Drax. And then I nod. I say thanks. Okay,
You're welcome.
sleep.
And
And just like turn around and just flop back on the ground and just start snoring within like literally 15 seconds.
Makes you
Uh,
tired?
no, just soldiers are trained to sleep when they can because you never know when they have to wake up next.
Makes sense. Though it is still impressive.
Oh, you're kidding me. Like,
Is a skill.
see what I mean?
Yes. Your land is very different than mine, but very fun. I think it's time for bed now.
Kind of reaches through the bars and takes your cup. Does the same once they're finished with. Takes everyone's cup. And you're all ready for an interestingly good night's sleep. And that's where we're going to take a quick
Sus
break.
as fuck. Sus as fuck.
And that's we're going to take a quick break for drinks, snacks, and bio breaks when needed. We'll be back in around 10-15 minutes.
Sounds good.
And then we're going to continue with the second half of the journey.
Sounds good.
We'll see you soon. Oh boy. Hold on. And welcome back. Sorry for the slight technical issues that you may have seen, but I figured out the problem. And fuck me for adding atmosphere, right? When I tried to make something look cool, but yeah, okay, it's fine. Right.
Professional
Okay.
streamer.
Audio fixed again because again, slight.
Deep breaths.
I can't wait to get my new PC. Oh, by the way, guys, I have 2 job interviews today for me, tomorrow for you guys.
Fuck yeah.
So
Thanks for staying up super late to do this with us then.
Yeah.
look, my love for D&D, it outweighs my love for normal human function. Some say it's a
I know,
problem.
I've yelled at
I
you for
say,
this.
fuck you.
Mind your business.
You see this face? This face is minding its damn business, and so should you. So,
I'll keep yelling at you for it.
you are not one to fucking talk, Sarah.
Exactly. That's why I reserve the right to yell at you for it. Do as I say, not as I do.
Drink water, remember? Oh, fuck's sake. Look,
I already
coffee
finished my G Fuel.
look, Mika, I've given up trying to convince you. I tried.
Good choice.
I tried.
That's a good choice.
Didn't work, clearly.
Nope. Not even a
Look.
little bit.
Nah,
No,
not
look at
even
your
a little
look
bit.
at your redemption. Look at your journal redemptions.
Listen. My day started with 2 Starbucks coffees and ended with an energy drink. I'm good.
Anywho's. The morning comes around. Some of you, Tad.
I am the first awake. I've been awake before everybody else.
You are up before even Drax is up, and that's saying something. Because, you know.
And I'm sitting like right in front of the door, like ready. Get me the fuck out of this cage. I don't like it here.
I'm curious who has a hangover.
I would say not exactly a hangover, but again, it's that. Oh, wow. Okay. For those who roll.
Yeah, but you've got the manacles plus the ale, so they're like double hungover.
You
Yeah.
are a little bit stiff from the lack of movement, like in the shoulders a wee bit, and but you're all awake. Some fresher than others, some not so much.
Helps. I feel like Suli also doesn't sleep very well and is probably up pretty early too.
I would say so. Yeah.
There's
Because
Lily doesn't sleep well.
no, because you have a couple of things that keep you the fuck up. So, eventually, Drax comes in, fully adorned in his armor, and is of red dragon scales, thickish pauldrons, greaves with, from what you can tell, with dragon teeth, with a singular dragon teeth on each pauldron, carrying a massive fucking greatsword on his back.
How tall is the cage?
You have to hunch.
I stand up in an honorific motion too fucking fast.
You're kind of like, ow, fuck. and these are fairly thick wooden beams as well. So and they're ironwood as well. So you get a pretty decent thonk on your head.
Ah!
I'm assuming I can stand up fully without hitting my head
You're
on the
fine.
cage.
You are fine.
Okay. I silently chuckle at big person.
You are fine.
About the gnome.
For groaning in pain actually wakes me up.
So why?
What the fuck?
I would like to try my hardest to stay asleep.
Because
It's
I'm
the
playing
power move.
because I'm playing Drax, I'm using the Drax die. This is something in the D&D world we'd like to call an impulse roll.
That fucking thing away.
And a true Drax die fashion, I roll a natural 20.
Let's go.
Got 20. Let's go.
You're a short motherfucker. No, you
Points
Shot!
points to Sully. You short motherfucker. And for those who are half awake, and for those who are still asleep or trying to, you are woken more than a cup of coffee ever will by a sound of, "All right, rise and shine."
I wince in pain because head throbby.
Keep my eyes shut.
Colonel Drag, welcome back.
I look a little poofier than normal because all my hair is standing up on edge.
Sleep
Morning
well.
to you too.
Sleep well.
Seems
Actually,
one
not
of us
too
is
bad.
still sleeping.
Well, he's missing out on the reward for this mission, so...
Will someone kick that little guy? Get him up.
I wonder if he's ticklish.
You still have my feather.
I
Just
do.
picturing you like creeping, crawling, like stalking across the ground and just
Can I sneak up and try to tickle him with this feather that I still have? Hold on to.
First it was punting gnomes, and now we're tickling kobolds. So,
I'd go see Tickling Kobolds in concert.
it does sound like a fantasy.
it sounds like a punk band.
Yeah. So,
Tickling kobold.
Miso, are you actually asleep, or are you just awake and just keeping your eyes closed?
I'm awake, pressing my eyes closed.
Go ahead and roll me a perception check with disadvantage. Violet, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
That was 14.
14.
That was shocking.
14.
Yeah.
You got 14 as well, Miso?
Yes.
So there's a rule when contestant checks. If it meets it, it still beats it.
Okay.
Well,
So,
okay, is that with disadvantage? What does disadvantage do to your number?
So you've rolled two. So you roll twice, and you take the lower number. Or through Danger Beyond, if you right click on the stat, you'll see an option for advantage, straight, flat roll, disadvantage.
I see. Let me do a disadvantage roll.
Okay.
Was I rolling at disadvantage?
No,
No.
You are awake. You're rolling. Yours is a flat roll.
With disadvantage, I rolled far
Significantly
higher, which is super weird. I rolled 2 19s.
You rolled 2 19s?
Yeah, so the lower of the two, plus 4 for perception, ends up with 23.
Fucking hell. So, Misa, you feel the paws and the claws into the dirt come to you closer and closer. And you just know in the back of your head, you're about to be fucked with in some manner. And what do you do?
I ready a counterattack. Just a subdual.
You feel the presence of Violet get closer and closer. And what is your counterattack?
A noogie to the head.
I would say, due to your high roll against Violet's mid roll, I would say, suddenly, this spry kobold Violet is up with an arm around your neck. Well, actually, I'm not sure you'll be able to because your hands are bound. Unless you do some sort of like that, and then you can get a noogie, and suddenly you're in a headlock getting a fucking noogie from a kobold somehow.
Somebody get this
And a noogie from a kobold, which is dragonfolk with scaly talons, hurts even more.
Or does it scritch even better?
Noogies aren't a good scritch. They're supposed to be
There's
uncomfortable.
nothing good about a noogie. I'm sorry, but no.
That's
He's pushing my
bone
fur
against
the wrong
bone.
way. It's not supposed to go that direction.
It's
Make it
like,
stop.
I'm sorry, but that on your scalp? Nah, there's nothing pleasant about that.
No.
It's,
Not having a good time. Please get him off. Please get him off.
do you eventually get off, or do you?
I will get off.
Actually, before he gets off, I'm gonna take my fist and I'm gonna slam it into the cage as hard as I can, and just be like, "Stop it!"
You're the president of the fucking king. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check for that. Actually,
For as much intimidation plus as I have, I rolled a fucking 11. Apparently, I'm pretty fucking meek right now.
honestly, it still makes sense in your current condition.
Yeah, maybe you just don't have your heart in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
really
don't.
that scary
I
when you're
don't.
still traumatized.
So it's more like, "Stop it!"
You mean to be intimidating, but it comes out as win.
I mean,
Mom
you
says
did
it's my
just
turn for the
like
Xbox.
you did just like wham your head into the fucking
I
cage.
did.
So,
You're giving me a
so you're like,
headache!
oh, stop it!
Stop!
Oh, but Mom said it's my turn with the skin.
What?
Wow.
I'm assuming you've never seen that.
No. If eventually you stop, and Drax is just looking on with a face of, and begins to unlock your cages. And as you all traverse out, consider this the briefing. You are all tasked to go and behind enemy lines and retrieve documentation of enemy movements and potential future targets along the battlefield. Hence
Do I
why-
get to poison anyone?
Just not a word, just we'll circle around to that. To that question, I think you will be given your equipment and weapons back.
All of our equipment?
All of your equipment back. Hence why we're doing this in the cover of night, because we are doing this while presumably the Baron army is still resting at this point, or at least preparing. Should the opportunity arise as well, if you spot any high-ranking officers neutralize them.
Why?
It will send the enemy into a panic. It will make the push from our army a little bit more. Give it a bit of more of an oomph.
Roshi says roll a posture check.
Really?
You sit like shrimp.
I don't
You're
have
an
that.
enormous slouch.
I was on whose stream is that? Because I don't have it.
It's
on
on
my...
yours.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Go ahead.
And I
roll
did
posture
hydrate the
check.
whole stream earlier.
That's weird because it's not coming up on my chat.
Weird.
Yeah, I see it too.
That is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Unless it's just because of all the technical difficulties I have had
Maybe.
recently.
Only possible.
But alright, fair. Posture check. So however, if you come across hold on. Just because
Oh, what was his name?
pretty much. However, if you do come across the general of the Baron army, you are not to engage.
Again, I ask, why?
Because believe it or not, I would like you all to come back.
Why do I have a bad feeling about
Far into the back line are you sending us?
Into the main encampment.
So it's a suicide.
Not
You really want to get rid of me that bad,
No.
You said I wasn't getting any punishment, so
This is not a punishment for anyone. As I said, we've been looking at options for this. We've had many opportunities for this mission, but unfortunately, all other avenues have been wiped clean because they've been caught. But because you
so send the small roguish ones. And the Goliath. They'll be not caught. Or at least I won't.
I have more faith in you to do so than I do some of my soldiers. And yes, that goes to all of you. You are unaffiliated.
And why should we? Out of curiosity.
I mean, staying out of prison isn't quite, to be honest, good enough excuse to go behind that far behind enemy lines.
It is for
And
me.
After
If you
no
have so
longer
much,
being imprisoned.
if you have so much faith in us, why not tithe to our church?
Yeah, what,
You come back alive,
the-
they reward you with 500 gold each.
now that
Turns to
I can
Uriah.
work with.
Turns to Uriah. You get to pick out a punishment for him. Unfortunately for you, he just barely made it. He's not looking good, but he made it. However, he's not getting away scot-free. I read the report.
I'm amazed. There wasn't much left of him.
No, there really wasn't. I'm not gonna
And
ask.
it
I'm
was
not gonna
just-
ask
and
what
it
you
was-
did.
It just kept spreading.
Yeah.
It just kept taking more of his face. I wasn't even hitting him anymore. I don't know.
Hey. Again.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Everything's fine. Like I said, you're not being punished. I read the report. He's. To be fair, I've never liked him anyway. He was always so elitist and had a very high view of himself. I don't need that in my army. Thank you very much. So,
I don't think it's good enough though for me.
I know.
Doesn't give me stability.
I know. But I'm out my depth with what you need.
We'll talk. We'll talk.
However, the rest of you, 500 gold upon return, plus an extra 50 gold per documentation you bring back.
Sounds like fun.
So it turns
I'm
to the kitty. How many pockets do you have in that fluff ball body of yours?
You want to see? Just wait until they bring me back my cloak.
So, what say you all then?
As long as I don't have to go to prison, I'm in.
I'm in. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Like I said, anywhere but here.
This group intrigues me. I think you've made a kind donation. I'm in.
Suli just kind of has been every now and then looking towards Uriah and internally is kind of fascinated and goes, I'm in. I just want my stuff back.
Yeah, the sooner that can happen, the better.
Me too.
He clicks his fingers, and about 6 soldiers, 2 soldiers carrying like a trunk each, comes in, and he holds the key to your manacles.
I'm standing there counting the amount of chests and counting the amount of people. Your little things. Did all those fit in your cloaks?
Let me be specific here. One chest was just for the cat. The rest was able to be split into two. However, and Drax kind of does a little motion, and there's a soldier coming out with a very familiar longsword to you, Uriah. Longsword and shield.
Mm.
As it goes to unlock each of your manacles, they open the chests, and you are free to collect your belongings.
Suli dives. Suli goes right over to the chest and immediately pulls out the two climbing axes, and just kind of gives them a nice twist. And you can see a instant relaxation in having them again, and pops them in the belt.
So
Go ahead.
Soot goes over, grabs her bag of holding, which obviously is unassumingly small, considering it fits on her belt, and grabs her sickle, wooden staff, and backs off into her own corner and just touches her shiny things.
I grab my I holster my longsword, but then I grab my shield and I rung my thumb along the back of my shield where there was an engraving of just 3 letters. S F T. It's not initials. And I whisper something to myself about what they mean.
Do I see the lips move when that happens?
I would say so, yes.
Observant. I can lip read.
I love
It's-
and hate this feat so much.
I love it so much.
It's stand firm together.
Okay.
I approach the chest that everyone was carrying over and first put on my cloak and buckle it in. It has a belt that rests around the shoulders, and then I find another belt which has daggers still looped inside of the belt. Reattach that, and I just take a big sigh of relief, pull one out, throw it up in the air, and get back into it. The dagger reappears where it belonged. And I continue to repack my backpack full of maps, and the last thing that I pull out was a gem attached to a small strap of leather, a jewel that I brought from my homeland, and put it around my neck.
As Violet continues to pack and pack and pack and pack, my head slowly turns. And tilts.
I'm stuffing stuff in
And I
fur
turn
under my
my
hair.
whole body, and I kneel down, and I'm staring at them. Like, where the fuck is it all going?
You see, I have in my mind that getting rid of all of the shit you had was very reminiscent to Elizabeth Swann in Pirates of the Caribbean 3.
Yes. That's the vibe I was going for. And now I'm repacking and re-hiding and retucking all of the goodies everywhere else.
Like, it came to a point where, like, some soldiers were just looking you up and down and going, where were you hiding? What?
You gathered a crowd. You gathered a crowd.
Just look up at everybody and go,
Well, and especially with
I
this
had
whole,
to
like,
travel from far, okay?
especially
Couldn't
this whole,
leave it
you,
behind.
you threw it up and it reappeared in your belt. They kept shaking and it kept just reappearing in the belt, so they just took the fucking belt off.
Fuck this.
Exactly.
It's
They
like
just
third
took the
time,
whole
like,
belt
"Ah!"
off.
So, you all have your things. You have your mission. You have your incentive. And Drax looks to you all. Front lines is that way.
Do you have any point of advice? Anything we should know? Anywhere where the others have failed that you knew what happened?
Be careful with their archers. They
Hold your shields
are
high.
particularly well trained. And you see one of the soldiers who has an eye patch over his eye and just kind of goes, uh-huh. Yeah. They're cunts. Drax just looks back at him going, yeah. Not what he said. Now, I have to make a report to the Queen to let her know that I'm not fucking dead. Otherwise, we have another issue on our hands.
If we know
And
the
that goes
queen,
off.
if we know the queen, she'd send anybody and everybody she had the ability to down on this way to make sure you were alive, and that would be chaos.
You think Drax is a force to be reckoned with? Do not get in the way of his wife. Don't get in the way of his wife. Don't do it.
My people have a saying: happy wife, happy life. Something of that sort.
Drax just looks at you going,
It
you
doesn't
can
help
see
she's a
there was
warrior.
genuine love there, but there's also a look of, this is a woman I don't fuck with. I just...
That doesn't
kind of woman that
understand
comes up behind the king
any
and goes,
kind of entanglements.
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear from you for 3 days.
I was on the front lines, I'm sorry!
The other army.
Drax also says,
You come back and the castle's just covered in brambles.
oh
Oh shit! That took too long.
You were gone for too long. I was at a war, honey. Also, to reiterate, you find the general. You don't engage.
What if we have no choice?
What if we have the advantage?
Wait, you're serious?
Yeah.
Well, yes.
We have to prepare for any possibility.
If you have no choice, get to a point where you can do enough that you can flee. If you have the advantage, get information first, and then assess.
Understood.
Like, you see Drax kind of like have a look and reminisce, and instinctively holds the like his side. I had a run in with him, and he gave me a run for my money. And again, Drax is by no means incapable, by any stretch of the means. So when someone like that tells you they gave him a run for his money, yeah. Other than that, mind the archers. Also, if you could possibly sabotage their siege weapons, maybe.
It seems like the little feathered one might be interested in that.
That keeps her mouth closed.
Actually, with your affinity for poisons, how would you like to poison their grog supply?
She starts rifling through her bag. I've got something for that.
This one? No.
I like
This
that
one?
chuckle. I think we'll get along just fine, Bird. What was your name again?
I'll use this one.
Use whatever means necessary. Looks at the gnome. You raised your hand.
No.
Oh, I thought you went. Question.
No, I itched my face.
It looked so much like you were raising your hand. I was like, yes.
Sorry. No.
Gods be with you.
No.
Just kind of like immediately Drax had a look of, ooh, I shouldn't have said that.
You watch as like my nostrils flare and my lip twitches.
The gods wouldn't touch me on a good day.
But believe it or not, I get you entirely. All right.
I just stare at him, just almost no feeling, just the most empty death stare.
Good luck.
Let's get on our way then.
Let's.
All right. Now we come to a small portion of skill challenges. So, for those new to D&D, skill challenges, as I said earlier, we go one by one, each player, and you get to roll a skill check for me, any of your choice, with justification. And then the person after rolls another one, but they can't use the same one the previous person took. So if, say, Sarah wants to do Sully wants to do a perception check. Miso, you can do any other skill check apart from perception. And then Sup, you can roll any skill check apart from the one that Miso took, and so on and so forth. So, with that being said, let's go with... Oh, actually, here's a point. What's the marching order for this? Who's in front, who's in back, who's middle?
Realistically, probably the beefiest should go first. And me being the soldier, I'm gonna have more familiarity with battlefield than...
They're the only ones that are gonna have a whole lot of oof to get going. We said let's get going. They said marching orders have been given. Time to go.
I'm not gonna be walking in front of the cat.
Sully will walk with Uriah up towards the front because they're so...
Okay.
I'll walk behind them and have a good 3 or 4 feet of distance between us. I'm lackadaisically walking.
Uriah.
Misa just doesn't want to be last.
Miso's like, I'll be in the middle.
Miso in the middle.
Verb in the back.
Yeah.
Miso. Violet. Soot. Cool. Good to know. Alrighty. First of all, Uriah. What skill are you going to use? If you'd like any assistance in picking, feel free to either talk to me or Sarah. Okay. Or anyone.
I would love assistance.
So your center column on your D&D Beyond
Like
character sheet
acrobatics,
is where
animal
all your
handling,
skills
arcana.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when you're doing skill challenges, your best bet is to find like what's your highest, and then try to rationalize how that could work for that skill. If it's like performance, you might have a hard time depending on what the skill check is for. But something like this, survival would be great for keeping an eye out for tracks of other enemies that are in the area. You could do investigation to keep an eye on the route that you're maintaining and keep an eye for tracks. Perception is great to keep an eye out for physical enemies, weather, traps, things like that. Arcana is great if you're trying to keep an eye if there's any casting happening around, things like that. So there's ways to rationalize just about everything.
So you mentioned one of them that I have, because I can't really. The others that I have that are like higher, I couldn't figure really out how to like integrate them because they're athletics, insight, intimidation, and medicine.
Athletics is great. Athletics is how you're able to keep a good pace and keep moving, as this is a very physical exercise. So athletics is actually a great one to use for this skill check.
All right.
Athletics?
Athletics.
Go ahead and roll. I would say roll with advantage because you're rolling through. Roll with advantage
roll with
because
advantage?
you are
Okay.
because you're strolling through a battlefield that you're familiar with.
Oh, I rolled a 3 and a 20.
You rolled a natural 20?
You rolled a natural 20? That's amazing.
There we go. That's a success. So, at the end of the skill checks, I count how many success and failures you have, and we'll go from there with the outcome.
Okay.
A natural 20 count as 2 successes. So we have 2 successes. All right. Suli, what are you picking apart from athletics?
Would like to, with the help of my friends, keep an eye on my surroundings.
With acrobatics, could I assist Suli, since they have a really high perception, to carry them, so they have a higher point of vantage?
So carrying them would actually work into your athletics, and because you've rolled a natural 20, sure, I'll give it to you. I'll be the cool DM here.
I sit her on one of the skull pauldrons.
Eventually allow it. It's not something that comes automatically for them.
And I said, I have an idea. Bear with me, because you seem like you see everything. Because you've seen everything, I can tell. You've got eyes on everything.
That's accurate. I see a lot.
I do this. And I picked them up by the back of their shirt, and I put
I want to hear nothing.
on my pauldron. I was like,
no one says anything about this, but fine.
In that case, roll your perception check with advantage, because now you have a higher point of elevation.
And my friends.
And your friends.
Scattered around.
Mm-hmm.
22.
22. That's a success. Uriah and Suli. Uriah, you're keeping the pace up. You're keeping it steady, but you're not. You're keeping it steady and within everyone's
pace,
but not at the jeopardization of time of travel. You are keeping a very, very good pace and cutting down some time. Suli, you're scanning the front quadrant ahead of you, while you're getting whispers of the quadrants behind you, to the side of you. again, some voices of information are a little bit more annoying than others. And of course, the one with anxiety is and of course, the one with anxiety is one at the back going, "Oh, okay, I'm just keeping it back. I don't know what's going to come up. Oh, what if we get ambushed? Oh God, I'm not sure we." One, and another one to the side. I was like, "Yeah, it's just battlements, barricades, bodies. That ain't pretty." While another one who's entirely indifferent is just like, if I see anything, I'll fucking let you know. Alright. Miso, apart from perception, what are you planning to use?
Can we go with... Can we go with insight?
Okay. And your reasoning?
The main reason is I'm not sure what I believe about the people around me. They seem flawed and confused. And I'd really like to get a deeper read on them so I can learn how better to sway them to my interests.
Alrighty, so keeping an eye on the party as well as your surroundings. I'd say that is worth justification to kind of gauge on how they're going to be in the future.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll an insight check for the group. You're basically rolling a vibe check here.
Right.
We pass.
We'll see.
14.
14. That's a success. Yeah, you get the general vibe that everyone here is at some level of held off, kind of broken in some places, not easily trusting. But you're also getting the sense that they are capable people. And within their own element, they are very good at the craft. Especially the stealthy ones, because they automatically have a very light step approach, keeping an eye on things. Yeah, alright. Violet, apart from insight, what are you going to be using?
I was kind of torn between either acrobatics or stealth. Sarah, any hints, suggestions?
So acrobatics is often like it's basically hardcore parkour. It's how you're gonna flip and get around some of the more the more difficult obstacles without having to force your way through. Whereas stealth is great if you're planning on scouting ahead, keeping an eye out. If you happen to run across any patrols, you can help the others be like, follow in my footsteps and show them how to be quieter in this environment. So they both work very well in here.
Okay, I think I'd like to do stealth and kind of have Violet attempt to like move forward and see if she sees anything and lead and give Uriah points on where we're going to encounter more issues.
Okay, so you kind of lead your eye to kind of be like, okay, here is a more hidden path.
Yeah.
Because the object is reconnaissance and stealth, and not to be found out. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
My perception as it is, am I able to offer assistance for this?
I would
Holy fuck.
say...
It's up to you.
I would say you're
Honestly,
too far ahead in the marching order to do so.
Okay.
I don't know if she needs it.
I don't think
I
it's
don't
gonna
know if I
matter.
need it.
What'd you roll?
Jesus.
30.
What?
19 plus 11.
You're fuck me sideways. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a success.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Nearly perfection.
Well, okay, so the DC classes in D&D, 30 or above is considered impossible. Even God can't see you right now.
Meow.
Like,
We're
just
Hey,
gonna come
my
up behind
little
the general and
creation.
tickle them with a
Go.
feather.
quite literally, all of you look around and suddenly, where the fuck is Violet?
She was literally right in front of me. Where the fuck did she go?
Just pop up at Uriah's shoulder. Hey, you might want to go to the left a little here.
Quietly.
Shh. Now we might want to go to the right.
Now, I have to ask, was that yelp in character or for the sake of comedic effect?
In character.
I get to roll now.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Good job, Uriah.
I'm
Do I
putting
fall
down.
off?
Good job.
Oh,
Can I make an acrobatics check to land on my feet as I get thrown?
I would say yeah, you get pretty thrown off because Uriah is also one of those people when they're marching, they're in the fucking zone. So
Which
when
is
they-
why I was like,
fuck. So, but now I get to roll, and don't worry, I'm not using my Drax die.
Better.
Actually, you guys get to pick: green, red, black, white, or blue.
Green.
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 At that yelp, you all stop in hopes that you don't get found out.
I haven't even gotten to roll my skill check yet. What the fuck?
This is why I asked: was that in character, or was that because of the moment? That's why I asked these
She
things.
said character. Yep.
You wait for a few moments. Dead silence. Dead silence.
Can I perception check? And also, I rolled really bad.
Perception check. Go for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and my acrobatics to not land on my ass was a 9.
Yeah. You land ass of a tea kettle.
Okay, well, while
It-
prone
you-
and
You
rubbing my
don't
tailbone.
take any damage, but you know that's gonna be sore. That's gonna be sore.
28.
28 at this yelp, like, yeah, you hurt, but you're immediately back on your feet and kind of like, fuck. And a few moments pass. You seem to be fine. You seem to be fine, and you can continue marching.
I look down at Violet and go, little time.
I'm going to give you more of a warning when I approach. Apologies.
It's okay.
Oh,
We're fine.
alrighty. So, final skill check.
Burb in the back.
I'm wondering if I should do a survival check or a medicine check to potentially keep track of my companion's health status as we go on our way.
Or- Marching through war fields.
I would both make sense. Personally, I would recommend a survival.
That's what I was leaning towards, but also like we have a lot of perception already going on throughout.
Yeah. Well, survival is more the lay of the land rather than seeing
Yeah.
what's going on. So, I would recommend survival, but medicine check also kind of works. If you want to check the general medical vibe.
Yeah, all right. I'll do survival. Let's see.
Survival. Go ahead and roll.
That doesn't seem right.
How
Really?
What did you roll?
How the
What? Okay.
A 9.
She rolled a
It was a
2.
2 with a +7. How the fuck did that even happen?
You tripped or something bad.
I guess fucking so.
Ooh, a
Well-
berry! Oh god, it's gonna kill me!
Well, for
I have
one,
a 17 wisdom. What the fuck?
A
sometimes
2's a 2.
a 2's a 2.
Sometimes the dice are not
Yeah,
our friends.
The fuck?
Sometimes
The dice
we just
love
don't have
us.
the smarts.
Yeah.
No,
At
I
least it
know,
wasn't
I'm
the
just-
Wisdom ain't there.
That's not a not understanding. That's a shock.
Yeah. At least it wasn't a raw 2.
Yeah,
Like
at
two
least,
At least
after
it wasn't a
modifiers.
1.
at least it
Yeah.
wasn't a natural 1, which counts for 2 failures. But, however, because you roll a 9, that is 1 failure. All you know is that you seem to be going on the right path.
We're good, guys.
Everything seems cool. Everything seems fine. You got some interesting tracks here, different sizes.
Ooh, that one has toe beams.
That looks like a different shape than the other one. We're good.
Oh, wait, no, those are Violet's feet.
Oh wait, shit, fuck. You do start to wonder if you're just tracking your companion's tracks rather than anyone's tracks.
Why are you following Violet so closely? Just
With your head
I
so
keep
close to the
finding
ground.
these markings on the ground. I don't know what they're from.
I'm hunting wabbits.
Think you're trying to hunt tabaxi.
They stop
This
at
is
some
probably
point.
because of the hangover, to be honest.
Probably.
Everybody stops to climb up a particularly steep hill, and Soot does not realize and just heads into Violet's ass.
Excuse you.
Oh, that's the tracks.
Oh wait, no. Corvum, you get a beak in the ass.
Yeah, you don't want my beak in your ass. It's pretty big.
I mean, I am particularly friendly, but I didn't expect you to get that close that quickly.
Very, very
Suddenly
big.
I turned Scottish.
My beak is big.
Hey, a beak in the ass will do that to you,
big.
okay?
Check it
Alright.
out.
But you have more successes than you do failures. So, well done. You did really well.
Yay.
We
You
don't die.
and you notice the transition when you reach into the enemy side of the battle, because the land becomes a little bit more scorched and worn out. You see the grass die, and you see more coming up closer. You see, like, you know those tank stoppers.
Mm-hmm.
So there are wooden versions of those. You can definitely tell the Glencarthian ones because they are made of solid spiked beams of uniform ironwood. But then you come to the So'Larin ones and it's more gnarled. It has thorns. It seems to have large teeth of some sort of beast attached. It's more gnarly. It's more primal. As you get further, as you crest over a hill, you begin to see the gnarled, tense area of the So'Larin encampment, about 120 feet away from you.
Any cover?
I would say, like, at the hill you can kind of crest down and you're in a defilade. So you can kind of, like, dicks in the dirt and peek your heads out over the hill, and you can get.
I'm gonna choose not to. I got the big head. I'm not the sneaky one. I'm like, you go, you.
Look and report. Observe and report. And who is keeping an eye on the encampment, and who is kind of taking it back and just waiting for information?
I'd like to be looking at the encampment.
Same.
We've got the rogues looking at the encampment. Miso, so you taking back, or you having a peek?
I'm taking
staying
it.
back.
I'm
Staying
hanging back.
All right, the two rogues, please roll a perception check for me.
Oh boy. 14.
Oof.
14. Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
26.
26. Violet.
Mm.
You see the encampment style. Think of like, World of Warcraft orc style villages with that kind of vibe.
Gotcha.
Spikes everywhere. Pretty gnarly. Immediately you're like, oh no.
Ooh. They don't look like they're very nice.
We're
Uh,
in war.
They are the invading army.
That's a good point.
Suli. You're looking around, you get the same vibe. You immediately think, they aren't pleasant. And then you see firelights starting to ignite. Tiny flickers. And they start to move. You recognize this as the first wave of battalions moving to their positions. Which is a good sign because the encampment because that means the encampment is going to be less full and easier to sneak
Yes.
through.
But which direction are they heading towards?
So, over the hill, you see the encampment. They seem to be moving in to the way you're looking to the left, to kind of then come like forward. This area seems to be like in a natural caldera where it provides enough cover from the Glencarthian army so that they're not constantly bombarded. So they have to move one way to get, and then forward to get to the front lines. You see the first couple of battalions heading towards that, which is about, I'd say, a quarter. And you make an intelligence check for me, actually.
Who?
Me?
Yeah.
Because I'm the one who would have
yep.
seen it.
Yeah, Suli.
That's gonna end so well.
I
I'm
will
not
give you
smoking.
I will give you this. Are you saying out loud what you're seeing?
If Violet looks like they're about to approach the camp without like noticing this, I would point it out.
Okay.
But if they're just hanging back with me, then I probably wouldn't think to.
Okay. Okay. In that case, just roll a flat intelligence check.
Yeah, 11.
11. There's movement. You recognize that this is something. There's a particular pattern that armies do that in, but you just can't place it on the top of your head.
Okay.
What do you do from here?
How long should we wait before we enter the camp?
You say that to me?
Yes. I'm asking
Then I
you.
would point out what I'm seeing.
In that case, Uriah, you know this maneuver. This is the recon battalions coming out to scout out the battlefield ahead. Which you know is about a quarter of an army. You know, especially dealing with this army for a long while, the rest are not going to be far behind. Give it another 15 minutes until the report comes back in for the rest of the army to move forward.
So they're going out to scout and they'll come back in 15.
The recon battalion will go out, scout, send a small group, like 2-3 man group, to report back to the rest of the main army for them to come back.
Okay. So
Well, and bring the rest of the army with them.
So if we were to wait, there would be less people.
Am I able to give her a little guidance?
In this instance, you mean in the guidance spell?
Yes.
In this instance, it's not applicable because Uriah being the soldier, she knows this information.
No, I'm talking about Suli. Since it can be done after the fact.
I think there is a...
Technically, it's after the effect. It's technically guidance is supposed to be given before the roll is made.
It says here that it can be done before or after making the ability check.
That might be the one that we modded for a particular game. If you have homebrew selected.
Yeah, we do.
But that is then becomes DM roll. And then also some DMs also rule that like that counts only until like after I've said what you're seeing.
So yeah, I would say if you, I'll make this a rule now. If someone rolls a skill check, and gives me the number, you can still do guidance then, but you have to do it before I say the thing that they.
Okay.
Yeah, before flavor comes in,
Yeah.
as long as we're still dealing with raw number.
Yeah. Sorry if that wasn't clear.
No.
But
and it also is confusing because we did create that homebrew for a particular character in a game that I'm running because it's a play for fun game and didn't have many other good stuff.
This is literally my first time playing D&D, so it doesn't matter to me.
I know. That's why I wanted to make sure that if you go into another game, we don't have any issues going
That's fine.
forward.
No, but good looking out on that as well. So
I like reach up and kind of tap the earth between them, like trying to get their attention without like tapping them or like making a sound, and I motion them to like back up, and I say, "This is good. They are leaving to do a scout." Trying to like explain it to them simply. They're gonna send people back, and then more will leave. So we have to wait. But we need to keep watching. And we have to watch. They're gonna send a couple people back. And depending on how they look, like you can usually tell things are going good or things are going poorly with how the men come back to tell the rest of the army. So we just have to wait.
All right. You wait. And you wait. feels like forever. It feels like the longest 15 minutes you've ever waited. And suddenly, the battlefield is immediately overrun with explosions of both incendiary nature and arcane nature. And the rest of the Baron army, the So'Larin army, rush to and haul ass. And somehow, even though you're about 120 feet away watching all of this, you hear a booming voice shout out to the entire army. Get that battlefield under control, or so help me, I will have each of your scalps! And out of the encampment, you see a hulking silhouette of You're not sure of the size, but you can, by build, you can definitely tell it's Goliath.
Yeah, I see them and I shrink back even further and I like quiver because I'm like, you're my size.
No, he's bigger.
But I mean, like, from the point of vantage,
Yeah.
like, I'm like looking comparatively to everybody else.
Looking comparatively, he's your size.
You are one of me.
And you see this hulking silhouette dragging behind. For those who've seen Resident Evil, fuck, which one is it? The one where Arcadia is a boat, is a large ship. Fuck me. Oh, this is going to annoy me. Hold on. Nah, this is going to annoy me. I'm mad now.
Retribution.
I think so. Is it?
That's what it says.
It says extinction, afterlife, and retribution are all involved.
Are you talking about the Axeman?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Axeman with the big.
That's Afterlife.
Oh, Afterlife. Yeah, the axe from the big fuck off zombie in Resident Evil Afterlife. Very similar to that.
Oh.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. And it's just it's just dragging that behind him.
Okay.
Sounds like an efficient way to carry a weapon.
Maybe, but it's fucking menacing and cool.
And it's imposing. It gives the people around you like this air of like
no fucks
a little bit
given.
unhinged.
No fucks given, unhinged.
And he even lift that?
As the person who's built this character, oh fuck, can he? Oh fuck, yes he can.
Well, that's terrifying.
That is a tenderizer on one side and a cleaver on the other.
Who is that?
Do we have any idea?
For anyone looking,
My guess would be that's the general.
Oh boy. Is he staying behind, or is he going with the rest of the the battalion?
That's a toss-up. With how many people are leaving the encampment, they might need somebody to stay behind.
From what you can tell now, for those who are still looking, he's staying behind.
No, he's stepping backward.
Okay. That's not good.
No, it.
Meanwhile, I'm literally just fondling bottles in my bag.
Clink, clink, clink,
No.
clink, clink, clink.
No
Who's-
fucks given. What's going on?
Whose bottles?
Mine. They're in my bag.
No, I meant who is bottles.
Wouldn't you like to know?
I just like look at me, so I'm like,
I do not say that
What?
in character.
Oh, now you see why I asked for clarification. um,
Should we make our approach into the camp now?
can we kind of read his body language to see where he's headed back into?
So you see he's moving out of the
Get that out of your mouth.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm swallowing my own teeth apparently. You see that he's moving out to the back of the army, out of the encampment, but still a ways back. Kind of like gauging whether he should jump in, because this is an unprecedented distraction that they clearly haven't seen yet, because they weren't prepared, hence why the explosions are just everyone's like fuck.
Out of curiosity, can I pop my head out and do an insight check? Just because she's curious and doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Insight check on who?
So do an insight check on what they're seeing.
Go ahead, roll an insight check to kind of gauge like what the party is kind of like seeing.
It's 12.
Something interesting.
They
Things go boom. They look at the
something
booms.
interesting. They're laser focused, but you
I
gather.
swear to God, all of my rolls are just absolute trash.
I just picture soot pops up in her eyes. Do this.
You gather it's important. You gather it's interesting. You gather it with a 12. You still gather it's a mixed bag of emotions. Like there's a hint of, ooh, opportunity. Oh fuck.
Oh, fear. Why is the big one afraid? Why? Why are they shaking?
Yeah, you're wondering why the big one is afraid, because
Did not expect Goliath. Apparently Goliath.
suddenly
Suddenly Goliath.
Is
where's
standing over there.
David when you need him? And on that note, we will cut it there, and because I know that if we're going to continue any further, we're going to go quite late. But I will leave you with a cinematic ending.
Oh.
Oh.
As if this was a TV show or a film. The view pans from the party and zooms across the no man's land between the party and the So'Larin encampment. And you're coming through what you can gather is the main war tent. Table in the middle, papers and maps spewed out on the table itself. And you see this whole configured. And now that the camera sees a good view, this motherfucker's around 9 feet tall.
Don't like that.
I don't like that either.
He's both hands on the table, looking at the maps briefly. This has to be our last push. Even have to barge through my army and theirs to get to him.
Oh no, the king.
And the view pans up quickly to his eyes, and you see red eyes, like a red sands of the desert speckled with brown. And you see intensity, fury, and rage. And that's where we'll end it there. Thank you everyone for coming in, and thank you all for watching amid the technical difficulties, and I'm really sorry about that, but is it really a stream if something doesn't fuck up?
No.
Exactly.
But thank you all so much for watching, and thank you to my wonderful players here for this, and I hope we all had fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I guess we have to do a part 2.
Dun dun dun.
Dun.
Y'all are still
And-
stuck with Sully. Good luck.
and now we come to the horrific part of D&D, scheduling.
Scheduling.
But on that note, thank you very much for everyone. Thank you to my players. Thank you to Oz, Mary, Dee, Sarah, and Mika. From all of us here, remember, stay safe, drink your water, be gay, do crime,
Yes.
Yeah.
and we will catch you the next time.
Yay.
Come on, why is my mouse not fucking working?